independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the beautiful town of Dorchester, Ontario, Canada, and I'm excited to be with you tonight. Oh my gosh, YouTube was giving me a little bit of a hard time, so popping on a few minutes just so I can make sure that everything looks great, that I can find me here and welcome you guys. It was being finicky. It wouldn't let me put in a graphic for you. I don't know. I think my phone did an update last night, so not sure if that has something to do with it. But I wanted to pop on and say welcome to our Crafty Session video tonight. I'm excited to be with you. This is video 264. So we have been crafting together most Wednesday nights at this time for a long time. I actually started these videos during COVID as a way to stay together and be with each other. So welcome, welcome. As I said, I'm popping on a few minutes early. If you are here, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you're watching on the replay, shout out to those replay warriors. I know this time of year is busy. I can't even believe. So today is Wednesday, August 12th. My friend was over today and we were crafting, and we both work at the same workplace. And I was like, why doesn't our work days go by fast like this when we're working? Like, I can't even believe today is Wednesday and we're almost mid-August. It just seems like yesterday we were starting August. Hello, I think it's Denise. How are you today? Thank you for watching. So, if you're new to my channel, welcome to the Stamp with Anne community and welcome to our Crafty Session videos. So each week I pick a product of the week and I come live on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time and I show you the projects that I made. We will create one project together, depending on maybe two, but usually it's one, and then I share with you 3 other samples that I've made. This week I am showcasing the gorgeous, the adorable Woodland Wishes Stamp Set. So I'm just going to make sure that everything looks great on my settings and we're going to get started. So if you are here, say hi and let me know. So this week I decided to pick the Woodland Wishes. When I saw this stamp set, it actually was released in our July online exclusives. I was like, oh my gosh, they're so adorable. How cute are these adorable little animals? And I kept seeing this greeting. It was being used by fellow demonstrators. And I was like, where is that greeting from? It was a set. But I look at this set and I feel like you can use this way more than Christmas. You could use these little animals here for baby. You could use the bear and the deer for a masculine card. Obviously, look at the cute little hedgehog. Isn't he cute? You can use the stamp set obviously for Christmas, but I feel there's many different other occasions you can use. Baby, masculine, birthdays, maybe to a person who loves animals. That would be a great one. So that is a photo palmer. This is our new die, our new stamp cases. Unfortunately, there are no dies with this, so you do have to fussy cut, and that's okay. So each week I pick a stamp set or a bundle, and I always like to pair it with some designer series paper. So this week, let's move these out of the way, and then I will bring them back in and show you in a minute. This week I decided to pair it with A Stitch Season. I have used this already. I really like this pattern, because it has your traditional colors in it, but it also has some patterns that you can use for everyday things. And then you've got your pretty quilted patterns. And I haven't, I've received some of my Christmas stuff. I haven't, from the new September to December, but I haven't received a lot of it yet. So, and I kind of order as in what I need. So like, what am I showing in August? What am I showing in September? And I order that way. So I don't have a lot of Christmas paper, but I was like, you know what? Let's show this because I feel this is one paper that you can use for multiple products and different ways of using it. So I always like to show my customers and my fellow stampers ways to use your product. We're all on a tight budget, and if you can stretch your product longer, that's great. And you know what? The products I'm sharing with you tonight, if that is something you're interested, you can definitely purchase. But you know what? We all have pattern paper in our stash. I don't know about you, but I love this pattern. I love. I could use a whole pack of that, and I would hoard that pack. Like, I would keep it because I was like, oh, I could use that for a scrapbook page. Oh, I could use that for a Christmas card. Like this checkered plaid peaceful pine, I could use a whole pack of that too. So just because like what I'm showing with you, use what you have in your product. I always like to, in your stash, I always like to mix new and old. That's my goal lately, is to show you how to mix old and new product. So I do want to share with you where you can get this. We're going to create our projects, and then at the end I'm going to do some housekeeping. I think that's a good way to do it. So July online exclusives, this is the PDF that you can get, and I will show you where that woodland, see there's a stitched season right there. So you can buy it as a suite or you can buy it as a bundle. And little tip, I highlight what I have so I know what I have, but where is the Woodland Wishes? He's in here somewhere. Is he not in here? I'm sure he's in here. Where are you? Maybe not. Where is he? I thought he was in the July online exclusive. Maybe I missed him. Let me see. I know he's not in the September one. Or is he in the September one? Nope, because I've been able to order multiples. Well, I can't find. Oh, here he is. Look at that. It's right at the very back page. So it's right here. It's a $29 value stamp set if you're here in Canada. It is global, so Stampin' Up is global, so you can also find it in a different market if you're there. All right, so let's dive in. As I said to you, I have some other housekeeping notes, but we're going to share those in a minute. So let me share with you what I created. So when I sit down, as I said, I pick a product of the week, I pick my designer series paper, and then I build from there. So the designer series paper usually has your colors in it, and then I build from that. That's the one thing I love about Stampin' Up. And I will be a demonstrator 20 years next year. I love the coordination. I used to find it so frustrating when I was a scrapbooker. I actually was a scrapbooker before I was a card maker. And I would go into scrapbook stores and I would buy stuff, and I would come home and like nothing would match. I love Stampin' Up that it matches. I love that it has coordinating products. I love the quality. I love everything about it. So let me inspire you tonight with the Woodland Wishes Stamp Set. So the first thing I do is I always go see what the concept artists do, and then I go look for ideas on Pinterest, and then I go search Pinterest for like card sketches and things like that, and then I sit down and I create my card. So this is the card that I cased from the concept artist. As I said, I love this snowflake pattern. I could have a full pack of that and I would be totally happy. I stamped my images in Memento ink, and interesting, I colored them with watercolored pencils. And let me tell you, this was the first time I used my watercolor pencils in a long time. I just have them in one of these clear cases. But they're just pencil crayons. They're great for coloring. So I know a lot of people like to have coloring books, adult coloring books. These would be great for that because coloring is relaxing. It's very relaxing. So when I was sitting and coloring, I was like, you know what, I'm going to use my crayons. That's what they used. I chose to leave the crayons like that. You can use our blender pens with these to smooth it out, but I wanted it to look like that. It was so relaxing. I had music on. Like I could just feel my whole body just going, ah, that was so nice. So that is the first card, Christmas Cheers for All to Hear. So that is super little adorable. Look at the little hedgehog. He's so cute. All right. The second one I made, I went to Pinterest and was looking for some Christmas card ideas, and I came across this layout and actually had a snowman on it. I really liked it. And I was like, I bet you that would work for my card. Uses real red and basic white, and what I did was I cut out a tag. We don't have a lot of tag dies. I have tag dies from the that are retired. So I was trying to find something that is current in case you were looking for an idea. And I was like, oh, I have these everyday arches. Why can't I use that as a tag? So that is what I did. And I used this one. So I used this one right here. So that is the fourth biggest from the middle, the smallest, fourth smallest. Everyday arches, great dies. You can use them for a lot of things. Then I used the Swirly Magic embossing folder. And I have to tell you, when I first saw this embossing folder, it was part of our July online exclusive release, but it was part of the Halloween suite. I think like Halloween is fun. I'm not a, I love crafting more for Christmas than I would say Halloween. So I saw people using this for other reasons. Like this would be a great New Year's Eve card, a birthday card, a celebration card. And I was like, oh, I really like that. So I ended up getting it, and I'm so glad I did because I absolutely love it. So I used the Swirl of Magic for the upper part. So what I did was I put, this was my basic white. Let me see, I think I have this basic white here for you to show you. So what I did was, if you put it all in, you're going to get all embossed, and I didn't want that. So what I did was I actually just kind of went down near the bottom and embossed half of it. So that means that this, so I ran it through my stamping die cut machine. This half would be embossed and this half wouldn't, which is what I wanted because I wanted to be able to stamp. So that is that. And then I used the Real Stitch ribbon, which is right here, super cute. You know, when you hold it up to Real Red, I swear this ribbon is a mix of Real Red and Cherry Cobbler. I love it. It's beautiful. I have used it on a lot of projects, and I haven't even gone through a full roll yet. So then I stamped my images in, I tried the new black hybrid ink. I don't think I let it dry long enough. So tonight we're gonna use Mento. But I colored my bird with Real Red and a deer with crumb cake, and I put a little bit of smoky slate for a line, sorry. The tree is Fussy Cut from A Stitch Season, and I was looking for something to add to my tree, and I remembered that a couple of, I think it was last year or the year before, these peppermint little swirls were hot. Like, Stampin' Up! Could not keep these things in stock. They are still current. They're still available, and I don't know about you, but I have tons of embellishments that I said this the other day to someone. I was like, oh my gosh, I have an embellishment problem. Actually, I said it to my team when I was doing a Facebook Live. I will buy a pack of embellishments. I might use 2 or 3 from it, and then guess what? It retires, and then I sell it. I'm like, why? I should keep those colors. So I'm super glad this, and I thought that just added a little fun look to the thing. So that is another one. And the other one I made, so this idea actually came from, I'm not sure her name, but her Facebook page is the Stamping Pad, I think, My Stamping Pad. She does sketches each week, and I really liked this sketch. Now, she did this layout, but in the reds and greens, and I was like, wow, you know me, I gotta use that snowflake paper because I absolutely love it. So it is Secret Sea with the snowflake paper. I stamped all my images. This time I used Memento ink. I love Memento ink, and that's what I'm going to use. And I colored them with crumb cake, Real Red, and then I used the Natural Blends colors. I used 200 and 300, and then I added a little bit of rhinestones. We forget about rhinestones. Those are like an OG. They have been around for a long time. So I really liked the layout of that, and I love how it turned out. So that is a fun card. I think it would be great. You could use this for birthdays, like a nice thank you. How fun would it be, like masking colors and do like a happy birthday with a deer and a bear in the middle. So let's just catch up on a few comments here. So Lori says that is a great idea for a tag. Thank you. And she also said that card is great. Oh, awesome. All right, so when I sat down to create my projects, I was like, you know what? Let's do Christmas gift card holder. Because I don't know about you, but I would rather craft early for the holidays than trying to do it in November and December when holidays are busy. I find like once the end of November comes, you're so wrapped up in the holiday season that it's hard to sit down and create cards. So I would rather start my Christmas cards early, my Christmas projects, then they're all done. They're in a basket, ready to go, and I can hand them out. So I remembered that I had this template, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. So what I do is I was like, oh, I really like that. Let's create it. So I created like a little belly band, and then you're going to slide that off, and then you're going to open it. And you can take your gift card, and you could put your gift card, like, obviously you could put it here and then write your message. You could put it that way too. It will fold, so you could like just adhere it with a little bit of tape and then write your message, like do that. So I stamped the little deer in the middle, and of course I had to make him a Rudolph because I don't know about you, but I love Christmas and I love Christmas shows, and I have to watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Frosty the Snowman and the Grinch every season. It's not Christmas without those classic ones. So I'm going to show you how to create this tonight, and then that's, like I said, could be a gift card holder. So let's dive in and show you how to do that. So let's just put this here so I can put that in. Now, I will have all the measurements for this project up on my blog. So my blog is www.stampwithanne.com, and I have decided my blogging schedule will be Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays. So I already posted, this project is already up on my blog with the measurements. I believe this one was the one I did today with my measurements. This will be Friday, and then the other one will be on Saturday. So that way you can go back, so you can just watch the video, you can go back, and then you'll have all the measurements you need for the project. So what I wanted to show you, when I come across an idea for like a template, a fancy fold, a gift card, I create a template. So this is what I do. Just pick a pattern like cardstock. I use old designer series paper, and then I'll write the measurements. So I'll write what the template measurements are, what you're scoring at, what the inside piece is, and what I need. And then I have a little basket that sits in my drawer, and I got these baskets at our local, that favorite dollar store. And I just have them in here. So when I'm sitting down and thinking, oh, like I want to make a fancy fold, I'll just search through, or oh, I want to create like a gift card, I have it. And I'm going to tell you, that saves you time, because how many of us, and you can raise your hand or comment, I do that, and how many times of us will sit down and we'll be like, okay, I'm going to make a gift card holder. You go to Pinterest, and then you go down the Pinterest rabbit hole, and then it's like a half hour later and you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't even found a card yet. You find everything else you're pinning and saving, but then by the time you find a card, you're like, okay, like I don't want to craft anymore. So I have decided that this is a great way to make this template. So I have a piece, I'm going to show you the pieces as we go. I have a piece of cardstock that is 5 by 7 1/4, and we're going to score at 1 3/4. So I am using the Stampin' Up paper trimmer. I love our trimmer. So we have a light gray that is the scoring, and then you have a dark gray for that is the cutting. We're using the scoring blade. So we're going to score at 1 3/4, and then we're going to go do again at 5 1/4, and that will create our score lines that we need for our project. So let's go ahead and fold those, and I'm going to use our bone folders. It just helps crease and make them nice, and it helps like flatten them too for mailing. So you can choose, like I chose to have the smaller one on the top and then the longer one on the bottom. You have, now on this one, I decided to add like a cardstock layer behind it. So you have a piece of cardstock that is, I may think this is 1 1/2 by 4 3/4, and that's going to go on our big piece. So let's go ahead and put that down. You don't have to put cardstock. You can totally use designer series paper or aka pattern paper, just like I did on my template. So this seemed kind of matched, so you could totally do that, or you could add cardstock. I just thought cardstock gave it a little bit of an extra nice little touch to it. My second piece is 1 1/2 by 4 3/4. So let's go ahead and adhere that. I am using Real Red. And our base is Peaceful Pine. I love that color for the holidays. And the neat thing about how I was saying how I picked my colors is I went right to my pattern paper. So I create these samplers, so when I'm sitting down and creating, I don't have to go find the pack and figure out what the colors are. I know that the Cherry Cobbler, Old Olive, Peaceful Pine, and etc. are in this pack. So that is easy for me to sit when I am creating to do that. All right, I have 2 pieces of the designer series paper from that stitch season. So this one is 4 1/4 by 1 1/2, and that's going to go on our big one. So right here. And I decided to do the hollies to show you like a different pattern. And then our smaller one measures 1 1/4 by 4 1/2. And as I said, I will put all these measurements up for you on my blog on Friday. The blog, my blog is the hub of my business. That's where I put most things. Okay, I have a piece of white. So let's go ahead and stamp that, and we're gonna put that off to the side and we'll bring it back in a minute. So let's grab that Woodland Wishes Stamp Set, and we're gonna do the deer because I think the deer is so cute, and we'll make him a Rudolph because who doesn't want a Rudolph at the holiday season? I actually saw something the other day that said how many Fridays there was to Christmas, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, that's crazy. That's just crazy. All right, so I'm stamping him in Mental ink. You can use whatever black ink you want. You want to make sure that it is water-based because we are going to be using our Stampin' Blends. So we're going to stamp down. Look how cute he is. Isn't that cute? Like I said, I think he would make a great baby card, like a masculine card. There's lots you can do. So we are going to use our crumb cake, and I am going to just give him a little bit of a ground so he looks like he's on the ground, so he's not floating. And let's see here. Let's just pull this off so I can see how I colored it. Oh, I did light colors. With our stamping blends, they are alcohol based, so they're meant for shading and highlighting. You can choose to use the colors to highlight and shade, or you can just use the colors to color however you want. On this one, I decided to keep him just a light deer. I didn't want it to be too dark. So we'll just color him in here very quickly. When I color with my blends, I outline. I don't know about you, but I like to outline my image, and then I will use round little circles to color my spaces. And that also will help blend your colors when you're using the light and dark tones together. And sometimes I go back and forth. Okay, so that is our light. And then I thought, well, he needs little spots on him. So let's put little spots on him right there. And of course he needs to be a Rudolph. So we need him to have a red, shiny red nose. So let's just color our red nose. And there you go. There is our little Rudolph. Isn't he cute? Now, I don't put greetings on the inside of my cards because I do sell my cards to my coworkers and family and friends. And sometimes they like their cards to be blank so that they can write their own messages. And as I said, even with putting that little reindeer off to the side, you still have room to put your gift holder like that. You could totally put your gift card in the middle and write a message down here. There's lots of options that you can do for that. All right, so there's our little reindeer. Isn't he cute? Okay, so let's, oh, I'm twisting my things here. All right, so let's pull this back in, and we're just gonna put this back so you guys can see what I'm gonna do next. Now, I have, you just need to kind of bend this a bit. There you go. I have, oh, I moved my grid, sorry. I have 2 pieces. So this is a belly band, and our belly band is 1 1/2 by 8. Now, I didn't know if we wanted to do red. So you guys, this is where you guys are going to help me if you're here still watching. Do we want to use the red pattern? So then I'll show you the options. So option A is red with the circle, or red with this label. Option B is peaceful pine with a circle, or peaceful pine with this label. What do you guys think? I would love to know which one you want me to use. We used peaceful pine on that one. I don't know. I think they have different looks, right? Like this, definitely. Let's see. Which one do you think? I don't know. Lori is saying red and circle. All right, let's go red and circle. Thanks, Lori, for sharing. Okay, so what I did was I put my belly band like this. The one thing about these is our new Stampin' Grid paper. Oh, and Denise also said red and circle. Awesome. Okay, this is our new grid paper, which matches our glass mat, which is perfect. So it's great because it has the measurements on it. Whether you are in inches or metric, it's there. So what I did was I put my belly band strip down, and then I put my gift card holder. And then what I did was I just folded up and then I folded down. Now, you just want to give it, like, you don't want it to be too tight so that you can't slide your belly band off. You want it to be like a little bit, just enough that it'll go. So I'm using our adhesive. And as you can see, I've created that belly band that will allow me to slide it on and off. So let's bring in that circle and we're going to decorate it. So let's see if, I did do Christmas cheer to all. I don't know if sending, I think it might be too big. Yeah, too big. I think Christmas cheer was the one that fit the best. So I kind of played around with it to see if it would fit. And, okay, so here is our photo polymer stamp set. If you peel it off your stamp set and let it sit for a minute, that will help the photo polymer expand. Pick it up with your block. And you're going to bring in, we're going to use Peaceful Pine. So Peaceful Pine is one of our new ink pads that are magnetic. This is one of our new 2026 in colors. It is one of 5 and I love it. So if you love Stampin' Up, but maybe you're like, oh, those ink pads are so hard to open. I hear you. Some days I can't even open it, but this is such a breeze and it's magnetic and it stamps. It is gorgeous. I love them. And Stampin' Up has already shared with us that they will be transitioning to this new style of ink pad in 2027, and I cannot wait. All right, I'm going to close that because I know I will stick my hand in it, and we are just going to bring down Stamp Our Greeting. So Christmas cheer for all to hear, which I think is such a beautiful greeting. I really like it with, you know, like the traditionals, like Holly Jolly, makes me want to sing those songs. Okay, here's a tip I learned the other day when I was having this out. So Stampin' Up, so when you get your stamp case, you get this insert that's blank in the inside. And I don't know about you, but I like to know where my stamps go. And it's only because when I'm doing a class and tidying up, I can see that I am missing 2 stamp sets. That helps me find them before it gets stuck to something or I throw it in the garbage. Trust me, I've had to go look for them in the garbage before. So what I've learned is that some people are using black magic markers to trace over, but if you put this down like this, actually it will show you exactly where to line them up. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this tip. So this has been my new go-to, because imagine you're creating and use all the stamps and you're like, it's like it's Tetris, trying to figure out where they all go. Well, guess what? This all works here now. So you can just put them down like this and you know that they all go together, and you might just have them move around on you a little bit. That's okay. All right, so let's bring in this beautiful bird. Now, I am a huge fan. I love birds. I have a bird feeder in my front window. So my window faces to the west, and I have a bird feeder there, and I have 2 ferns hanging on my front porch right now, and I have a dove sitting in one of my ferns. I went to water my fern the other day, and the bird flew out, scared the living you know what's out of me. And yeah, and now when I look out the window, it's like sitting there staring at me. So I don't know if it's nesting in there or what it's doing. I was telling my daughters, and they're like, well, yeah, Mom, it's nice and safe in there. It's cozy. It's blocked from the winds and the rains. And I was like, oh, good golly. So I don't know, but I think it flew away earlier, but I went to water this morning and it was sitting there, and it sat there until I think it got some water, and then it flew away. All right. So I'm a huge fan of birds. My favorite is a cardinal. I love a blue jay, but cardinals are my top favorite. I'm going to color him in real red. I chose to just do the one little guy again in the one color, just to, actually, you know what? Let's do a little bit of the dark on the ring. So I have my dark real red, we're just going to put here. And then we'll bring in the light real red and we'll blend those colors. So the dark will give it a little bit of a shadow to make it look like the sun is hitting our little cardinal man here. So male cardinals are red and female cardinals are brown. And I always have them in my gardens, in my tree and in my, the bird feeder. All right, so we want to put this down. So let's just put this here so that the bigger flap, the little flap is on the top. And then, like I said, I just kind of like bend it a little bit, and that helps the belly band go around. So then what I did was I actually laid my belly band down so I can figure out where I wanted it. And then what I did was I used my dimensionals. Now, this was a full pack. Here's a tip. When you do the inside, you're left with all this. Don't throw this in the garbage because this is perfect. You can cut them into the sizes that you need, and then you have those with how you want them. So let's do that. Oh my gosh, I gotta show you. Look at my cute little garbage can. Isn't he adorable? Love it. My daughter's trying to steal it because it is her favorite color. This is something that you can get as part of a gift from Stampin' Up! When you join. If you're interested in learning on how to get this, let me know and I can tell you all about it. Trust me, you're gonna want one. It's fun. I wish they had them. I would put them out in all my class spots. All right, so let's put that down. And I wanted to show you the circle came from the Spotlight on Nature dies. These are one of my, I would say, top favorites. I'm a huge fan of anything stitched. So when I saw these, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. I saw these, they were out a couple years ago and they were part of a bundle in a stamp set. And I kept thinking, oh my gosh, I love those dies. Every time I saw them on a project, I was like, I need to get those dies, I need to go with those dies. Well, guess what? I didn't get the dies. And then it was getting close to the catalog being retired. And I was like, oh, you know what? I won't get them now because they're probably going to not carry over. Well, they carried over. So guess what? I ordered them and I am so glad I did. And in our September to December catalog, oh my gosh, I cannot wait. They have square ones coming out. So they are on my list to get. All right, so let's bring in that ribbon. We're just going to make a ribbon here. Here's another tip. When I first started Stampin' Up, I would cut ribbon and try to make a bow. Do you know how much ribbon I wasted because I would cut my ribbon too short? I was at a class and someone said to me, well, just do it this way. And I was like, what way? And they're like, make your bow on the ribbon and then cut it. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Guess what? That's what I do now, and I don't waste ribbon as much. So, handy little tip, make your ribbons on your roll and then do it. Another tip, if you follow me or if you're new to me, new to my crafting videos, I use a binder clip to hold the ends of my ribbon. So when my ribbon is on my shelf this way, it is all neat and tidy and the ends are not flying everywhere, which sometimes can drive people crazy. Okay, let's get out my glue dots. And let's put that on. And then we're gonna put that down right there. All right, so there is our project tonight, our gift card holder. So as you can see, using As Stitch Season, and you have seen it done two ways. One with Peaceful Pine Real Red and the Candy Canes, and the other one with Peaceful Pine Real Red and the Hollies. Which one do you like better, the Candy Canes or the Hollies? A or B? I would love to know. While you're doing that, I'm going to bring back in the projects and show you. As I said, this will be up on my blog on Friday, and I'll give you all the measurements so you don't have to worry about it. You can come back and check that out. So those were the projects we made tonight. Let's throw back in. Denise said, I love them both. Thank you. So here's our other project. Here is our other project, and here's our other project. So those are what we made tonight. As I said, you will be able to find all these projects on my blog. And as I said, I have measurements for you so that you can go there. I do have some housekeeping notes that I just wanted to talk about, and I think I'm going to do them at the end. It's a kind of a nice way to finish our video. So I'll leave those there for a few minutes. Actually, you know what? I'll just leave them over there and kind of go over them. One, I want to tell you, Stampin' Up! Came out with what is called a Product of the Month. Product of the Month is a special gift that you can unlock here in Canada when you place $100 or more in a single transaction. Each month, it is a new Product of the Month. So they release the product at the beginning of the month Sometimes it lasts beyond the month into the next, and sometimes it's gone before that. This is the Glow of Harvest. It is beautiful paper. It is a specialty paper. So if you were to spend 100 or more in a single order, this is for the Canadian market, you can unlock the Glow of Harvest for only $7, which is a great deal because this pack of paper is probably valued at $24. So you can take advantage of that. It's while supplies last, so I wouldn't wait too long on it if this is something you're interested in. Trust me, the paper is gorgeous. If you love the pattern paper and the cardstock I used, some of our cardstock and pattern paper is on sale right now for 15% off. This is a great time for you to check your cardstock, your two-tone cardstock, and your Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper and stock up on your favorites, because here we go. We all know, like, we're entering those burr months, September, October, November, December. I don't know about you, but I've noticed that it is getting light, like darker earlier. I find like I'm putting the outside lights and the lights on in the house by like 8:15. So what a great time to stock up now so that you have the paper and cardstock when you're ready to start crafting again. Maybe you craft all year round. I'm a person who crafts all year round. But if you're a person who loves summer and is out and about, then that is a great time for you to stock up, because then you'll have that paper when you're ready. One more thing, last chance list, Stampin' Up. So I call this used to be called the retiring list, the last chance list. It's become like, you know, there's so many names. Last chance list means these are the products that are last chance, means this is the last time you can get them before they sell out and go on to the retired list. Stampin' Up! Just updated this on August 4th. So some products were added from our May to September catalog. A lot of that is still carrying over, which I'm so excited about. And some items were deeply discounted. So if you're looking for a great deal, you might find some great products over there. If you are local to me in the London and surrounding area, I am offering classes in my studio, which I'm so excited about. I am doing a holiday starter kickoff party. I am so excited. The projects are planned. My order will be placed. I'm so excited for this. We are making 5 cards showcasing new product. Some could be from the July online exclusive September or the holiday catalog. It is $45, includes $30 in product, and there's 2 dates to choose from. The last day to register for this event is Friday, August 14th, because I need to order the product and prep for the event. So I'm super, super excited. 2 dates to choose from, a weekend and a Thursday night. I hope you can attend. And if you can't, that's okay. I've got a lot of other classes coming up and down the pipes. In September, you're kind of getting a sneak peek, but I'm doing a cookies and cards. Can't go wrong with crafting and eating. That's the best part. So join me for Christmas and cookies. Christmas cards and cookies. We're making 3 cards. We're going to enjoy some cookies. There's a Thursday night option and a Saturday. The cost is either $35 if you just want to come make the cards and pay, or you can place an order and your cards are free. So there are spots. There will be a Facebook graphic for that posted probably in the next week or so. I just was kind of focusing on the festive one. So that is that. And just 2 more things. I wanted to remind you that the new September to December catalog is out. Not out. It starts on September 1st. It is beautiful. I can't show you the inside as per Stampin' Up! Policy, but trust me, it's one you're going to want to get. If you live here in Canada and you're not working with a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to help you out. Please reach out to me. You can find me over on my business page. You can pop me a message, send me an email, and I will pop one in the mail for you. I have my catalogs in-house. I'll be prepping them next week, and they'll be going in the mail the week of the 24th. Or if you're attending the festive party, you can pick it up there. So this starts September 1st, and it goes to, I think someone said January 4th. So that's like good. It has fall, Christmas, lots of fun projects. And just wanted to remind you that our May to August catalog is almost done. It is done on August 31st, but that's okay. Lots of product is carrying over. So you don't, if you you're still wanting some items from here, you still have the chance to order them. I know people work on budgets and stuff like that. It's a beautiful catalog. I love both of them, and I cannot wait to dive in and share with you. All right, So back to our projects. Let's just do a recap. We used Woodland Wishes tonight. We created a gift card holder. Once this video is done processing, it'll be up on my blog along with the measurements. And I want to say thank you for joining me today. Let's go back and just check the comments. Lori says, 4 great projects tonight. Thanks, Lori. I appreciate that. Next week, we are diving into a set that can be all occasional. I'm excited to show you that. So set your alarms and join me back next Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and I will have another project and more samples to share with you then. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching on the replay, please let me know you watched. I would love to hear what you think of our projects. And please share this video. We want more people joining us in this crafty world, in our Stamp with Anne community. We want to connect with others around the globe. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next week. Bye, everyone.